is Adam Aldahan. I'm president of the Muslim students of the University of Miami. And I've been part of the MSUM this is my 3rd year. I noticed that there wasn't anywhere for students to pray in between classes. There wasn't anywhere for Ramadan dinners to be held. In my sophomore year, we got together and we decided, you know what, let's try to work on an Islamic Center project so we could have a building for the Muslim students here on campus. Then after a few months, we created the UMSIC, University of Miami Student Islamic Center Committee, and we've been meeting weekly since then.
And Adam became president of MSUM this year. So at the first MSUM meeting, he had brought it up, our Islamic Center idea. There wasn't, too many questions being asked about it because people didn't really know. So I was like, hey Adam, how much does the project cost? Like, I knew all the answers, but I was just trying to talk between me and him so everybody can kind of get interested. And so after the meeting, a lot of people started to come up to me and hey, we need to do this, we can make it, started asking a bunch of questions. And I was like, well, this is good. We have a lot of motivated people willing to help us out on this.
We formed the committee in August of 2010, and we've been very active in getting the design completed and fundraising and raising awareness to the community about our project.
The main aspect that I work on is the public relations aspect of building this Islamic Center. I got involved because they're part of my community, and it's about community. Even though I am a Jew, I am very close with the Muslim and Christian communities here on the University of Miami campus. And when it comes down to it, the Muslim community here does not have a place to pray, and especially in Islam, where you are supposed to pray 5 times a day, it's really important for them to have a place of worship.
We have upwards of more than 300, 400 Muslim kids here at UM. And also, that's just faculty excluded.
We're stuck praying in university center ballrooms every week, and when we have dinners or events, sometimes we're even stuck outside when there are no rooms available. So it's very important that we have this building so that we can come together as a community and know that it will always be there for us.
What we have now is a student center. It's a student apartment converted to a masala, if you will. It's they took out all the old carpets and they just put new carpets in, and it's like an office. It serves its purpose, for smaller activities, but for the weekly Friday prayers, and then for the 2 holidays, the bigger holidays, and then for the iftars during the month of Ramadan, it can't even hold half of the people. Let's say, for example, if the Flamingo Ballroom were to be used that week or something, we'd have to pretty much find our own place to pray. Over this summer, I think the ballrooms were being renovated or something. We couldn't use them the entire summer, so we actually had to hold our Friday services in the 3rd level of the parking garage, which was new for me.
We had a symbolic groundbreaking ceremony, which is where we went to the spot of land that we have reserved for our Student Islamic Center, and we held a ceremony to raise awareness to say this is where our building's going to be, and it's going to get done in the next year or 2, and we're serious about this, so the public should be aware of that.
The Riding Center parking lot, that gravel parking lot that's kind of temporary. If you notice, all the gravel parking lots on campus have tend to go away after a while. This is I think the last gravel parking lot on campus, and the reason for that is because the land has been set aside for the Islamic Center.
Given the amount of people that show up for prayers, we don't have adequate space, first of all, for prayers, and also given the fact that the Christian students at UM have more than 3 centers, the Jewish students have Hillel. I think it's about time, given UM's commitment to diversity, that we have a center on campus for the Muslim students.
This would just help with the coexistence and the pluralism and show that we are not the people that the mass media portrays us to be.
My name is Amir Abdel-Zahir. I'm a postdoc here at the university. I got my undergraduate, my graduate education here, and now I'm doing my postdoc in environmental engineering. Recent estimate is 1 out of 4 people in the world are Muslim. So as individuals, if we're individuals that are going to work in other countries or even in this country, we need to at least know who Muslims are, what they believe in, etc. And this center wouldn't just be for Muslims. It would allow the greater student body, faculty, etc. to be able to go there, to be able to learn.
We have a few American Muslims. We have a lot of Arab Arab Muslims. Then we also have like me. My heritage stems from the Caribbean, so like Maseli and I are like Caribbean Muslims who come from the West Indies, and then we also have Indian and Pakistani Muslims as well. So it is indeed a very diverse crowd. Another struggle that we've had is trying to convince, especially a very select few of non-Muslim people, that this is not like a fundamentalist thing whatsoever. We are young Americans, and we are Muslim. And some of the struggles that we've had, one of them is obviously funding. Funding is always a big and a major issue for any time you want to build an Islamic center.
Pretty much we've broken things down in different levels. We have like a local level where we try to pitch the idea of Islamic center to mosques and Islamic communities around Miami. And then we have a state level where we extend it to Florida, and then we have national, where we go to different centers, different big Islamic groups around the nation, where we also ask them for money or ask them to direct us to people who would readily give for this project. And the last part is international, because we have a lot of international students.
It's important to us that the University of Miami Student Islamic Center does not exclude the community members of the greater Miami area, because we are a religious group, and it's our duty, it's our religious requirement to include all members of the community in the religion, all members of the religion, I guess. They stopped working on it prior to Maseli and I becoming students here. Well, they were looking for donations, and they got a few large donations, but not enough for the cost of the building. And after a good start, everything just sort of plateaued, and nothing really happened from there. And I don't really know the details of how it happened, because it was before I came here. All I know is they were looking like they had a lot of progress and it was going to be successful, and then it just abruptly stopped at one point, and I'm unaware of how.
It was about $4 million for the design, but right as soon as they were making the push for the money, 9/11 happened. Most of their campaign was ready to go like by October of 2001. But like, as you know, like 9/11 happened, and it was kind of hard for them to like make a push for like something dealing with like Muslims in America, like right after like something like that would happen. So I guess that pretty much, I wouldn't say they didn't try anything, but like it was, I guess I can understand that they were having problems getting whatever money they can get. So
all we really need is just a center with a wide open space so all of us can pray. And that's all we're asking for. It's very simple. It's up to us now, the current committee, to prove ourselves and say, you know, we are not like the people from the past. We are willing to make a change. And we started that with the groundbreaking, and we want to continue that momentum. And we did get the Father Frank and Rabbi Plotkin actually gave their blessing during the groundbreaking. So it shows that from these initial stages, like even they're in support of what we're doing and say that we should have our right to worship on campus.
Really, in the end, we are brothers, sisters, cousins, however you would like to say it. And in the end, as well, I believe people are good at heart, and meanwhile, of course, in building a place of worship.
So October 17th, 2011, we're gonna start the actual official groundbreaking ceremony on the site of the Islamic Center, which is the Writing Center. And by meaning like official groundbreaking ceremony, that means having all the money we need for the project, having all the approvals, having everything we need. So all we need to do is just dig it and build it. And so that's where we're at now.
When do you think it will actually be built, if you had to guess? I know that probably wouldn't mean much.
Yeah. If I were to guess, I would say probably the end of 2011 to the beginning of 2012.